I'm Ainil.
I'm Mia.
I'm Iza.
So today we're going to interview some people in our campus, Theerthika University, for our philosophy assignment. Let's go. Who am I with today?
I'm V.
My name is Sarah.
My name is Gabriel.
So the first question will be, have you ever personally experienced or witnessed any form of gender-based discrimination?
Yes, I have. When a male and a female, for me, is like, especially with my late grandmother, you know, the culture is that the girls are the ones that have home body and the guys go out to work. So whenever I ask my brother to help me with his chores, she will always scold me for it because she feels like my brother is the one who goes out to work while I should stay at home and do the chores.
Yes, I have, especially in my home country where gender-based discrimination and violence is very prevalent there.
Personally, I haven't experienced any form of gender-based discrimination, but I would say I have seen and heard from the news, more so to the women where in the corporate world there is the glass ceiling, which refers to the highest point where the woman will attain to reach at a certain level. And once she reaches that level, it's only now men who come over her. So that's the only place I could say I have seen the glass ceiling effect on the discrimination towards the women.
In your view, how can individuals and communities contribute to advancing women's rights?
Personally, I think that we could help advance to women's rights by maybe advocating for women. So if you see injustice to women, maybe you can speak out of it instead of keeping quiet.
I believe that we can advance women's rights by basically teaching others to be respectful to these rights. And so, because a lot of gender-based discrimination stems from entitlement, from what I've seen. So because a lot of people feel entitled to women in general, I feel we need to teach them that women are their own humans, like their own beings. So we need to teach them to be able to respect, especially like these kinds of boundaries, and not to cross them.
So in my opinion, I would say that we as a society should try and change our views on what men should only do and what women should only do, because I believe everyone is equally gifted. You can find a guy who's good in probably photography or culinary, and you can find a woman who's good in engineering or science subjects. So I just think we should change our narrative on what we've been fed when we were young, and to just change the whole thing and be like, I can do this and I'll pursue it.
The last question is, in your opinion, how can you describe the status of the women's right in our community?
How I describe it? I think women's rights is important, and in Malaysia especially, women's rights is not really talked about as much as like human rights, right? So women's right basically to me, I feel, sorry, what is the question? I think that women's rights is important and that everyone should advocate for it. And it's not just women's rights. I mean, there are also men's rights, human rights. It should be equal. And to help this, I think that people should actually, instead of seeing injustice on just women and men, they should come together to talk about this issue in order to like solve all the problems and be like equal to everyone. Fight for human rights.
It's better than what it was, let's say, 100 years ago. However, it's still not at its best state, in my opinion, because you still see like cases of women being discriminated against. You can see it like every day, like whether it's catcalling in the street or just someone coming up to a woman and just harassing them and not taking no and basically not respecting their boundaries. So I feel women's rights have advanced since like the last century. However, it's just not at its, like I said, its best state.
How will I describe? That's a tricky question. Okay, from my perspective, I believe it's not about competition, because if you check back in history, the whole story about feminism, it didn't begin as a competition just to like challenge the men. It began as a way of women trying to advocate for equal rights and equal pay. But as per the extent of how it has been over diluted over the centuries, now becomes like it's a competition that a woman has to be having like masculine traits, and now they are challenging the fellow men, where now men in turn, they'll just be quiet and just like look at them and be like, you can't touch it, because if a man becomes violent on a woman, then the roles reverse again to what they were before, and like she's a girl, you're a boy, you're not supposed to fight a girl. So you see, so it's just, we should find a way to have the equal bar. Like, yes, we can advocate for feminism, but not over advocate for it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciated it.
Thank you for answering the questions. Okay, bye.
That is all for our interview. Now I will introduce our topic, Her Voice, Her Strength. Our group under the theme Her Voice, Her Strength delve into the complexities of women's rights. Focusing on abortion rights, workplace discriminations and social violence, we aim to elevate the challenges, foster awareness and inspire meaningful change. Motivated by the agency to uplift women's voices and eliminate obstacles, we call for societal collaborations to confront realities, aims and actions, empowering individuals with knowledge and driving impactful change.
In our project, we opted for online surveys as the preferred method of data collection, leveraging Google Forms for its convenience in reaching willing participants and streamlined data compilation. The survey comprised of both objective and subjective questions, encompassing yes or no queries and subjective questions, distributed across three main subtopics: sexual violence, abortion rights, and workplace discrimination. Age, gender, and nationality were also recorded. Our team spread the survey through platforms like WhatsApp and Instagram, among others, to garner responses. Analysis of 75 responses, predominantly from Malaysian women around the age of 20, revealed alarm findings. Regarding sexual violence, 40% reported experiencing assault, with victim blaming prevalent. The survey highlighted a perceived lack of awareness or education on sexual violence. Concerning abortion rights, nearly 95% advocated for safe and legal abortion, while over 90% were unfamiliar with organizations offering support. Workplace discrimination findings indicated a consensus on gender disparity in hiring, pay, and promotion, with many respondents witnessing discrimination and expressing discouragement in pursuing careers due to gender bias. In examining the philosophical perspectives on sexual violence, abortion rights, and workplace discrimination, we recognize the profound impact of ideology and metaphysics on these critical issues. Feminist ideology shed light on power dynamics, gender inequality, and patriarchy, advocating for survivor support, constant education, and legal changes. Conservative ideologies may downplay sexual violence, emphasizing individual responsibility and moral values, potentially leading to victim blaming. The survey's findings reveal a need for increased awareness and education regarding sexual violence. Different ideologies such as conservatism, feminism, liberalism, and religious perspectives shape views on abortion. Conservative ideologies prioritize fetal protection, while feminist perspectives emphasize reproductive justice. Liberalism supports a woman's right to choose, and religious ideologies influence beliefs about the beginning of life and women's roles. Ideologies like liberalism emphasize equality, individual rights, and meritocracy, supporting anti-discrimination laws and diversity initiatives. Feminist ideologies address systematic inequalities, advocating for the dismantling of gender-based power dynamics. Religious ideologies influence attitudes towards workplace discriminations, shaping beliefs about gender roles and women's roles in the workforce. Idealism underscores the need for changing cultural norms to eradicate sexual assault, calling for a turn toward higher moral standards. Realism acknowledges the brutal realities of power relationships and structural oppression, emphasizing the need for practical action to dismantle repressive structures and give survivors a voice. Abortion discourse, seen as a global struggle for self-determination, reflects the tension between high ideals of justice and the harsh realities of systematic oppression. Balancing philosophical ideals with the real-world challenges is a complex task for advocates, turning the quest for abortion rights into a profound existential journey. The problem of workplace discrimination involves a complex interplay between idealistic ideals and practical realities. Idealism focuses on faulty social conceptions that sustain discrimination, while realism recognizes discrimination as a tangible issue with real repercussions on individuals and society. These philosophical perspectives are crucial to understand as they shape public opinion, political debates, and policy decisions on these vital issues of sexual violence, abortion rights, and workplace discrimination.
So in conclusion, the case study Her Voice, Her Strength has delved deep into the realm of women's rights, focusing on abortion rights, workplace discrimination, and sexual violence. By examining these issues, the study aims to bring a global perspective to the discourse on abortion, highlighting it as a fundamental human right entwined with societal expectations and legal frameworks. The exploration of philosophical perspectives underscores the deep-rooted nature of sexual violence, addressing the interplay between idealism and realism in combating this pervasive issue. Furthermore, the examination of workplace discrimination elucidates the impact of ideologies, emphasizing the role of feminism, conservatism, liberalism, and religious beliefs in shaping perceptions and responses. Integrating the philosophy of Sejahtera, the study advocates for a holistic approach to address these challenges, fostering awareness and empowering individuals. The case study not only exposes the multifaceted nature of women's struggles, but also serves as a catalyst for informed conversation and societal change. Through this comprehensive understanding, it strives to inspire a global community committed to dismantling systemic barriers and championing gender equality, promoting a world where the rights and dignity of every individual, regardless of gender, are upheld and respected.